Assalamu alaikum student of 10th class. As you all know that we are on chapter number 1 programming technique and we are doing topic algorithm. The topic algorithm is almost over. So you all know that step-by-step problem solving technique is known as algorithm, and it is most important and basic step before making any program or any software. First of all, it must be required to understand a specific problem and then to write its solution step by step, and then it must be required to transform that algorithm into diagrammic representation. The diagrammic representation consists of flow charts, which we will study after completion of algorithm topic, but the step by step problem solving technique is known as algorithm. So today we have to study about problem number 13, find factorial of a given number. So to write algorithm of a specific problem, first of all we need to understand that what is the input and what is output, and what kind of procedure we are going to perform to solve this specific problem. So in this problem we have to find factorial of a given number. It means that user will input a specific number and we have to find its factorial. So before we start our planning of solution, first of all we need to understand that what is factorial. So this mark which you can see here, which is actually a exclamation mark in English, is basically known as factorial in mathematics. So what is factorial? You can see example here that 2 factorial, when we will open this factorial, it will become 2 multiplied by 1. Similarly, if there will be 6 factorial, you will multiply value from 6 to 1 with the decrement of each value. So whatever value is given with factorial, either it's 10 factorial, either it's 20 factorial, you will multiply that specific value with decrement of one value until 1. So moving towards previous slide, here we have planning of solution. The input is given number. A user, let us consider a scenario in our mind that there is a client who is coming and asking us to make him an application in which he will enter a number with factorial, and we have to find the factorial of that specific number and show it on the screen. So you can see that input will be given number and output will be the factorial which we have to find. What is the process? We will multiply all of the number from 1 to that specific given number. Here we have algorithm. This algorithm is as it is given in your book. So this portion, this all portion is your algorithm, and this portion on the other side, or you can say that on the right side of the line, is basically execution of this specific algorithm, which I will try to make you understand that what we are actually doing in this algorithm. So student, as I told you before in class, that first step is start and the most last step is stop. And if there is any value which user have to enter, we will consider that specific value in a variable. The variable should be according to algorithm. You can take any variable of your own choice. Here I am taking a variable. I am letting a variable named as n because n stands for number. We are considering that client will enter 3 factorial. So we are taking 3 in variable n. Keep one thing in your mind, that we do not manipulate with values. We manipulate with the variable or the memory space where we have stored that specific value. So as you know that we are going to multiply 3 with 2 and then with 1. There is step in which machine will multiply value on its own again and again. So these types of algorithm or program consist of loop, and I told you 3 things about loop. That first of all you keep one thing in your mind, that what is the starting or ending value of loop, which value you have, how much value you have to increment or decrement, and the last point is that what is the condition on the base of which we will run our algorithm. So here we have an incrementing variable known as k, which is 1, and there is a f variable, f stands for factorial, which is equals to 1. Now the question is that why I am taking value f equals to 1. As I told you in class that if there will be any question in which you have to find sum of the series, you will take initial value as 0. But if you are multiplying values, then you will take initial value as 1. Why 1? Because if we will take 0 value, it will multiply to other values and make them 0 too. So that will not be correct. Here we have incrementing variable and factorial variable. Now what we will do, we will multiply that f value with k. It is our formula to find factorial, and then we will do increment in value of k. After incrementing the value, we will check that whether k value is less or equal to the n value which is entered by user. If the condition will satisfy, it will go to the step number 3 again and will perform the whole task again and again until or unless the value stops satisfying. Once value stops satisfying or the condition stops satisfying, it will not go on the step number 3, but it will go to the step number 6, which is stop, and algo will stop there. Okay, on the right side of the line, this margin line, I have tried to execute the specific algorithm so that you can understand it easily. As I told you before that we have taken the value 3 and we are considering that a client want to find out 3 factorial. How factorial will open? We will multiply 3 with decrement of each value until value 1. It means that n is the input value by the user, n is 3, k is 1 which is incrementing variable, and f factorial is the initial value for formula which is 1. Step number 3 was that we have to multiply f with k and then we have to increment in the value of k. So after multiplying f and k value, the new value of f will be 1 again. It will forget the previous value and will remember the new value. After incrementing in k, k becomes 2. Now the new values are n equals to 3, k equals to 2 and f equals to 1. We will check the condition. 2 is less than equals to 3. Yes, the condition is satisfied. It means that it will go to the step number 3 again and perform the whole procedure again. A time will come when there will be k value equals to 4. 4 is not less than 3, neither it's equals to 3. Then it will not execute the process from step number 3, but it will stop the algorithm, and at that point it will show the output on the screen, and the number which will be shown on the screen will be the answer of that specific factorial. So this was our algorithm, which was very easy, and practice makes man perfect. So it must be required to perform that specific algorithm on your rough notebooks. Do practice of this algorithm 2 to 4 times so that you can understand the concept easily. Try to take different values as input and try to execute it so that you can understand this algorithm easily. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.